Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Miranda Pitrone here with you again. I know we're getting close to the 4th of July, so of course I think that we all love the fireworks, so I figured we'll work on a firework slash which would be a swipe mandala for us this evening. So this is just a little bit of inspiration for some colors. Maybe we'll see. I'm debating what we shall use for a color palette, but just going through images and stuff to get a little bit of inspiration. This one here is one that I did a while ago, the rainbow firework flower mandala. So there is a video on my YouTube for this as well, but I was thinking we'll just do this part here with the rainbow, the spirals, and choose some colors to do a nice little firework inspired design for mandala tonight. So here I have one of the stones that I made using the Happy Dotting Company molds, and I've just painted it navy, but I use a ceramic here that I didn't paint the bottom yet because I'm going to do it black and then put some felt on the bottom to have a nice base for it to sit upon. But so I just used navy for my base coat, a matte navy from the Decoart acrylics. And again, I talked to a lot of you and I'm trying to interact with y'all, and I did a poll recently and over 96% of you said you'd rather see the designs done on here using dotting tools, so that is what I will be using this evening. So your dotting stylus type ones with the ball on the end, and that comes in various sizes, small up to about, I don't know, I think it's 3 millimeters, but they get bigger as you go. And so we'll be using those this evening to create our fun little firework inspired stone. Okay, so I've chosen a kind of unconventional palette for this one, but we will see how it goes and hopefully it'll come out good. And if not, we can always do another one another time. So first up, I am actually going to start with a multi-surface because this is a really nice silver with lots of glitter, so I'm thinking sparkly firework would benefit from this. So it's a multi-surface silver from Decoart, and that is what I'm going to use for the center dot on my stone here. So I'm going to go with the largest dotting tool I have, which is about the 3 millimeters. And thankfully, because the lovely Angela at the Happy Dotting Company is on the ball, her molds have the center dot marked for you when you make these stones. So this, I believe, is the mold 3. And there's a nice big old drop of silver there. Okay, so I'm actually going to go with the silver again. And we'll do, let's see, I want to fit enough swipes in, so we're going to do just 6 dots here, 2, and then we'll do 3, 4, 5, 6. So rather than a plus sign, you're going to kick it out to the angles. And this is with a smaller dotting tool, probably one of the smallest ones I have. So just probably around 1 millimeter. And then we have a good base, nice shiny sparkly center start for our mandala. Okay, so next color I have is light lime. And these are the Americana line. And we're just going to go in between the silver that we did, a little bit larger dot, so a little bit larger dotting tool this time. Okay, now I'll have this lovely sea breeze. And I'll use the same dotting tool, but I'm going to go a little bit larger with the next size dot. And this is kind of a little more green, more of a turquoisey green, I guess is a good way of explaining it. But it's still on the light side of the palette. And I'm just going above the silvers. All right, next is Bluegrass green. I'm going to use probably about a 2mm size dotting tool for that. So not the largest we have, but pretty large. We're putting those over the lime green, just like that. And then I'm thinking we'll go back to the silver, and we will do that for our large dot to start around of our spirals. And if you get a good amount on there and you don't like the size of your dot, you can always just kind of push it around into a dot. I'm kind of overloading this because I want the silver to sort of stay 3D, so it's puffy. That's one thing too with the angled dotting tools, you can pick up a little bit more paint, kind of like a scoop. Alright, so I'm going super tiny now, back to the lime. Trying to think if I actually have anything smaller than this. Alright, so I found one of my etchers, which is just a dotting tool with the ball end broken off. So it goes a little bit smaller than the smallest one I have, but you could use toothpicks or other things if you want to go super small. So I'm back to the lime green, and we're just going to take the dots around one side of the silver. And then I'm just using the same tool for all the dots, as you can see. And it starts off one size, and as the paint comes off the tool, you're exhausting the paint that you have on the tool, and it makes the progressive size from large to small as you go around. So now I'm going to go with a berry cobbler. Oh, I take that back. I think I want to do a round of the sea breeze first again. And then we'll go to the berry cobbler. And so you're just going to follow the same lines that you just did with the lime green. Just out a step further with the sea breeze. I'll post all the colors as well in the description for the video so you'll know which ones I used. Okay, so that was the sea breeze. Now I'm going to go to the berry cobbler, which is one of the new colors that they came out with at Decoart for 2019. Oh yes, that was a good choice. See, sometimes as you go through your colors, I mean, it will have looked good against the light green also, but I kind of needed the transition to go from light to dark, even though we were switching up the colors. So that gave me a little more of that transition. So you can see on that other round I had a little bit too much on the tool, so I dropped off the larger dot here just to kind of get rid of some of that excess paint so I could go back to dotting about the same size I was when I was walking out your dots here. And that way you're at the size too that you were leaving off. Alright, let's throw this whole thing awry with a little purple pizzazz. I just want to see how that looks. This bottle is messy, but purple pizzazz. Alright, so I don't want to get too far out with the colors before I start doing swipes, so I'm actually gonna add in, I think we'll do this turquoise blue. And it also gives a good contrast to the purple pizzazz. So definitely an unconventional palette, but I'm kind of excited at how these colors are going pretty nicely together, and also that it's not rainbow, it's still working. So, got too much on here. Sometimes too you can steal from these other dots, and that'll help you not have to re-dip and reload your dotting tool, ending up with too much paint, so you can keep your sizes where they need to be. Alright, so now in keeping with our nice little shiny plan, I'm going to grab the silver for our first swipe with one of the smaller dotting tools. And I just get a good amount on there. Start at the top where my blues were. And we're just going to slowly drag it down in. And that's the thing that's deceiving with all this, is everyone thinks swipe, swoosh, you know, it has to be fast, fast. It looks like it's done fast, but it's not. You can just take your dotting tool and slowly drag it around, following your dots as a guideline. And it really gives you a little more control, helps you form the shape. Also, it kind of creates like a wicking action. So what it is keeping your dotting tool connected to the big chunks of paint. You know, in here you have a lot more paint still. And it helps drag it to the spot where you need. I just got a good amount, and if I feel like I don't have enough on there, I can always go back and reload, or once I get to the end of the line, I can always grab some more and bring it around. But see, if you do it slowly, you keep that connection to the paint and it drags it out. So I'll show you one last time here. I feel like maybe I'm not going to have enough to pull it there, so I'm just going to grab another bit of paint. Maybe I'll make them a little fatter to match the other ones. There you go. Alright, so now to kind of follow along the way we go here, we'll go back to that sea breeze. Just gonna pour a little more here so I can get enough. Now, to decide, you can put your swipes stacked up like this and you'll get a nice pinwheel effect, or if you want your design more rounded out, you're going to start with your swipes overlapping back on one another. So it's about at the same level here, and then I'm just going to drag it around, following the line of silver that we did to create the circular effect. Okay, now we're going to grab, I think, that berry. And again, start back just a little bit so they don't bleed into one another. I can tell I don't have quite enough on there, which you'll start to get a feel for the more you do these. And then just pull it around the mint green that we did. Just make sure you have enough, and if you don't, just grab that tail and drag it out a little bit farther. Couple more here. Again, this is the berry cobbler. So we're just kind of doing a similar pattern to what we did with the dots around the silver, only using it to do the swipes. Now I'm going to actually go a little darker. Instead of the turquoise that we used, I'm going to use this ocean blue. Okay, and now we'll do one more tiny one maybe here with that purple. Just kind of put a little tiny one to fill that last spot here. Is a little bit temperamental right now, and I rushed one of them, but it's okay. So this one you can see bled into the other one. They're still wet, so I can just kind of grab it out. Actually, I think there was something in the paint there. I'll have to get that out in a minute. So another thing I like to do, because it's the, it's the firework ideas. I'm gonna grab some of that silver and just kind of put some extra sparkles out here off of the red. And then let's try of the metallic Peacock pearl. So that kind of ties in our turquoise and our blues greens. And I'm going to take that and we'll toss some sparkles off the end of our silver. But it's a fun basic design for a firework, and you can kind of jazz it up how you would like to after with top dots or whatever. I think they're super fun to do. And one of the pinwheel ideas too, you would stack the swipes up on top of one another rather than coming off to the side to round off. You just want to stack them in order, just like we did the dots. Alright, so I hope you all enjoyed doing this fun little firework mandala with me today, and I'm looking forward to getting back to doing more videos with you all as well. If you are new, please feel free to click the subscribe button and you will get a notification whenever I do a new video. You'll get a notification sent to you. Also, if you're looking for just a more comprehensive view of my art, I have an Instagram page, and then also to be a little more interactive, I am on Facebook at Miranda Pitrone Art. All right. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and I will be on again soon. Take care.